Hello and welcome to Rainbow Stars channel. And today I wanted to reach on a little bit of a subject. And yeah, so recently my mother made me super paranoid because she was asking if there's any possibility that I could be pregnant. Now I told her absolutely not. I'm very careful. I take precautions. I'm very responsible. The first time I got pregnant, I was responsible then too, but the protection failed. So there you go. That's how I ended up with my son. And I tried a different contraceptive measure this time. And my mother brought it up. But see, because I had a failure once upon a time, now I know 100% that it's always possible. You could always end up pregnant if you have a lover or are dating or whatever. So if you come in contact with the opposite sex, there's always a chance you could end up pregnant. So, and knowing this, I thought, no, we'll just wait. We will wait until I hit on my period day and then we'll worry. But then she mentioned again, she pulled me aside and she said, "Are you worried yet?" I said, "Am I worried about what?" And she responded, "Are you worried you're pregnant?" And I said, "Well, I am now." See, moms are always amazing people. Sometimes they can be a little bit overbearing and overprotective. Other times they can be kind of clairvoyant. So, I did have relations with my lover, and that's why she was so concerned and worried, because it seemed I was running late. Now, I'm not going to be freaking out about it because what can you do either way? You run late and then you find out, oh, well, here's my period, there it is. Yay! Not pregnant. Or you wait and you realize I am late and now I'm getting more concerned. What if I could be? What I like to do is to make sure. One way or the other, definitively. Because if I am pregnant, I want to do everything possible to nurture and to not harm the kid. So even if I'm not pregnant, I will act like I am pregnant until I hit the mark, if I'm at all worried that I could be, if that makes sense. So even if it's kind of like a question mark and I have no clue, I will not take any medicine. I will avoid sleep aids. I will avoid making myself comfortable at any capacity, because anything and everything can interact with a growing, developing baby. So for me, unless I am 100% sure that there's no chance in heck, none at all, that I could not possibly be. Even then, if there's even a question, 1% chance that I could be, until that period hits, I'm acting like I'm pregnant. It's just a preemptive measure. Now, that doesn't mean I am. That doesn't mean I believe I am. It's just what I do. So, I've only ever had one failed contraception, which was my son. And so, obviously, it's very rare to happen to anybody. And with this lover in particular, we used a different method, seeing if this would protect us 100%. So we used a different method. And with that, I don't believe I am, but because my mom said it more than once, then it made me a little paranoid. Like normal humans would typically have this reaction, especially if somebody comes up and goes, "Are you worried you might be pregnant?" Well, no, is there no way you could be? I mean, you were with a person. Remember what happened the first time? Yeah, it gets implanted in your brain and you're just like, there's like a 0.1% chance. Just 1%. I gotta test it. So, I actually had my sister pick up a pregnancy test for safety's sake. I'm going to be taking one tomorrow and then one a week later. The reason I do this is if my period doesn't hit on the 20th and I've already taken this test once and it turned out the first one was negative, I will wait until after I miss, and I'm sure I missed it, and then I will take it again. Reason being is because if the hormone levels can be different for each person. Some people need more time for the pregnancy to develop to get it picked up. Now, I did the math. If, hypothetically, don't believe I am, but if that 1% chance is the case, we would be about 4 weeks. So, assuming the last time I took the last time I figured out that I was pregnant, I was 6 weeks along. So it just depends on my hormone levels and what they're doing if that was the case. I don't believe it is. Again, this is all precautionary, and I think that all women should be precautionary if they think there's even a 1% chance. So, I don't play with this stuff. So, I'm very much on top of things, and I have to be, because I am a mom, and it's my duty to take care of my health as well. Assuming I am not pregnant, and I miss my cycle date, then I know something's wrong with me because I'm very regular. I have never missed a date. I am always on time. And sometimes there's a 15-day delay. That's normal. That can happen. Or a 7-day delay. But there's never like a month missed, if that makes sense. So if I miss a month, then I know I've developed some kind of illness, whether it's diabetes, which is very possible. It runs in the family, and that can definitely affect periods. And cycles and how they operate can throw you way off and make you very unhealthy, reproductively anyway. So I would know that that would be a thing. Or I've developed some other problem. Not that I would really, to be honest with you, my periods are so painful. I wouldn't care if I missed it. Honestly, I'd be okay with that because guess what? I don't get down for 3 days. I don't have to go through the pain anymore. I would throw a party. But if there's an underlying health issue which is affecting it, that would need to be addressed because that could be more serious, especially if it's something like diabetes or I don't know of any other health thing that can affect it, but I hear that high levels of stress can affect it. So I am unsure. I don't know. I don't know what it could be, but let's say I ain't pregnant and I still miss. Then I need to go to a doctor anyway and get looked at for my overall health because something ain't right there because I am just always on time. So, yeah. So that's the tea. That's literally what I'm doing. I've got this 3-pack. We have like 1 digital test and 2 instant strip ones. So we'll see how that goes. That's the exact same thing that I bought whenever I found out I was pregnant with my son. And I didn't believe the first test results, so I did it to the rest of them whenever I was pregnant with him. So could I be 1% chance? 1. Very tiny, minute chance. I'm not going to be like, that I'm hopeful or anything. I mean, I'm kind of indifferent, honestly, because I'm not trying to be, and I think it would be really irresponsible for me to seek to be, if that makes sense. I'm not really in the position to have more than one. In fact, in my last video, I had mentioned how my goal is to not get that way. So my goal is to not, because it is risky for my health. It is risky for the health of the kid. It's just overall a risk. I am a very high risk patient. I could injure myself. Blood vessels could burst during the birthing process, causing massive bleeding. There could be a lot of issues with pregnancy for me. So not really anything, like remember what I told you about the last time. So definitely not seeking to be, and definitely take precautions, But if it fails, then I am apparently the most fertile woman on the planet, and I need to just abstain, become a nun, live in a church, just. Uh, and that's probably what I even told my sister, if there's even a tiny possibility that this test comes back positive, I am done with relationships. I am done seeking companionship. I am done unless I'm married. So, and if somebody wanted to marry me, they'd have to date me for a long time first. And they would have to be like, this is all hypothetical, but no, I would never jump in bed with a man again. Nope. Not until after marriage. And they might be irked by that, but guess what? I can't chance it. If I am so fertile that protection won't save me, probably better that I, just don't. So, that would be if my measures failed a secondary time. I wouldn't chance it ever again. But like I said, we're gonna do it and figure this out because I'm tired of feeling paranoid, especially since I'm so careful. But yeah, it's definitely a thing. Did I tell my lover that there is even a question mark on if this could be the case? No. Because 9 times out of 10, if you have what people consider a scare or just, you being paranoid or whatever, or it doesn't really come back positive, then all you do is just stress somebody out. I mean, I'm already stressed out for the both of us as it is. Why would I bring my lover into it and say, hey, by the way, my mom made me super paranoid and I think it could be a 0.1 chance probability. Very small chance. And you'd think, because I've been pregnant once, I would know how that feels. But you forget. Being totally honest with you. And the first time, my breasts weren't even that tender or anything. I only had the nausea and the super sense of smell in the beginning. So it was only until the second trimester that my chest got a little tender to the touch. So yeah, not the case during the first trimester for me. So, but recently I've been feeling like I have a little bit of a heightened sense of smell. It could just be that my sinuses cleared up finally after living in the country for so long. Chest is a little sensitive. Again, can happen before your cycle. So really, I'm just kind of taking it one step at a time with a grain of salt. Tiny little grain. So now to answer the questions, if it did by some chance come back positive, yes, I'm going to keep it. And it's just, I believe 100% I explained it once upon a time. I'm pro-life for others. I'm pro-choice for others, pro-life for me. So I could never imagine going through that procedure. Not only that, but how dangerous that would be for my health too. Because of my condition, even that procedure would be very deadly to me. Things could go very wrong. Not only that, but it would haunt me for the end of my days. There's an innocent life that would be extinguished within me. I'm very protective. Once I found out I was pregnant with my son, I became so protective of him, I wouldn't even take any medicine for the common cold. I didn't take any medicine, didn't drink any sodas, didn't do any caffeine. I basically ate all healthy foods and made sure to rest well and to exercise. Every day I'd go for a walk until I got to the point where that was dangerous and I was stroking, and that didn't happen anymore. But for the first 2 trimesters, I was walking and moving and trying to exercise. because the increased blood flow is good for the baby. So I was doing all these things to nurture the kid, and yeah, so for me, even when he was just teeny tiny and I didn't know the sex, I saw his little image on the screen pop up. He was just the size of, literally a grain of rice or something, just teeny tiny, a little human, like a little marshmallow creature about yay big. And I instantly loved him. So, yeah. If it's within me, that child's not going anywhere. Unless they're born. So yeah. That's to explain that. And in that case, could it ruin the relationship between me and the person I am currently with? Maybe. But I've known this person since high school, and honestly, if it turned out that this was the case, I imagine the better outcome of he'd at least help me support said child. Because we've known each other for many, many years, and we're like best friends. So who knows how he would react to that news. I imagine he'd be a little upset. I mean, because we're not in the point of our lives where that's something we want. But you gotta do what you gotta do. So sometimes you gotta say, we were adults. We did what adults do. And now we face the consequence. So, but that's if it were to come back positive. Now, there's always that chance that I'm absolutely not, and that there's something health-wise wrong with me, or that I'm so stressed out that my body's just not letting me go through that, which could be the case. So I'm just going to take it one step at a time, do one test, wait a week, and do another test to be sure. And if they still don't hit, go to a doctor, because obviously, this is abnormal. So, and maybe do a blood test, or do a scan, or go the next step, check my blood sugar. So, but yeah, there's many reasons why this could be the case, but let's hope for the better outcomes. If I was pregnant, would I be 100% against it, or would I be upset or disappointed or whatever? I would be rather shocked. Rather shocked, but would I be upset in the way of, oh, I don't want this child? No. I would accept it immediately. I would be ready, and I would prepare for yet another one. It would be hard. Like, one is difficult for me, especially with the way he is. He is so heavy, and my body is so injured. So, as you can tell, the shoulder is still very swollen. But yeah, so it's just a very stressful situation, but no, I'd probably be mildly excited. I'd be shocked, and then I'd get excited. And you'd probably wonder, why would you be so excited when this is a high risk for your health? You could literally, everything could go wrong, and you could kill over, I almost died the first time. But to me, I've always wanted two. I've always wanted two children since I was 16. I always said, I want to be a mom and I want to have two kids. Although I thought that I'd have one biological and then I'd adopt one. But, I never suspected that I'd even have the opportunity. Because growing up, I was kind of like the social outcast in a way. And relationships were difficult, so I never even, after I was 16, when, that was my aspiration to grow up and to be a parent. But then once I got to 20, my late 20s, I thought, well, it's probably never going to happen. Probably for the best. My body is already a mess. But then there was my little miracle, the light of my life, He appeared out of nowhere, and it was all based on a gift Whether you believe in God, the universe, whatever it is, he was my gift. The gift that I was given, and now I'm able to give him gifts in return. You know, all the love and attention and all the lessons, the life lessons he'll need to learn, you know. It's very rewarding and worth it, even though I know it's going to be a struggle. So, if I had a little sibling for him, I'd be excited for him too. Think about it. He'd have a playmate that would grow up with him if I were to pass away early, which, you know, nobody knows when their time will be, you know, on the planet. Like, I don't know whether I'm going to pass away when I'm in my 70s, if I will get cancer in my 50s, or what will happen. So, I'm only 32. Leaves a big window of life left for anything to go wrong with me. So, you know, giving him a sibling would definitely give me reassurance that if something bad ever happened to me, he'd have somebody his age that would live with him for the rest of his life. You know, when you think of it that way, a sibling is not the end of the world. And I would love to give that to him. If God would bless me with it, or if the universe would bless me, or whatever you believe in, whatever deity would bless me with it, I would accept it wholeheartedly and love it all the same. But again, like I said, not seeking to be, but if I so happened to get that way from another failure of birth control or of contraceptive measures, I'd be tickled pink that I get another child. But again, kind of bad timing. But you know what? If you're given a blessing, what can you do? Now, if I'm not, that's fine. I'm fine either way. Would I be mildly disappointed if I wasn't? Now, that's kind of like a... Not really, because I'm not trying to be, if that makes sense. So, like, I think my mom would be more disappointed than me. She wants me to have one more grandbaby so bad. So, because I think that's why she was hinting this time around. But then again, she could be clairvoyant. I don't know. But I will find out because I don't like being paranoid. So, that's what's going on recently. I really don't believe I am. So, if they come back with like an updated video and I'm like, I'm not pregnant, yay, then that will be fine. You know, I'm pretty sure that I just wanted to give an update on my little journal on this step, whether it's negative or positive, who knows? But yeah, I thought it'd be a fun video to do, you know. You know, am I not? We'll find out, right? Like it's like a mystery film. So we'll see. I'm just not used to... I feel kind of weird. I've been feeling kind of weird lately. I don't know if it's because my period's not hitting, or if it's because like I'm late, or what's happening, but like I do feel pressure. I feel pressure where the uterus is, like, and I feel it like compressing my bladder. So not by much, but there's like a pressure, you know? So that makes me kind of go, I don't know what that is. Like, the only way I felt like that the first time was when I was pregnant with my son. But we'll see. I don't know what that is. There could be a health issue with me, and there could be something going weird with my body, and I just probably need to go to a doctor and check it out. But first steps first, just double checking, making double sure that I'm not expecting anything. That the universe didn't throw another stork in my direction. But yeah, I'm just kind of just taking it in stride. Like, my mom made me paranoid, so now I've just decided, why not make sure? And I think, like I said, all young women who are active with their love lives, be double sure to always, if you have any question, even if it's 0.1% chance, even if it's molecule rare or teeny tiny bit, but if you have even just an inkling that it's even a teeny tiny bit of a possibility, even if you think it's silly to waste your money on these things, Trust me, it's not a waste of money. Peace of mind is not a waste of money. So I always get the 3-test kit because then you can be 100% sure. You take one test, and if you're too early, you take another one. And if it turns out that that one comes back positive, you take the third. And if the third matches the second, you know, if it's both positive, then you know you're pregnant. If all 3 come back negative, then you know you're not. So that's what I like to do. And I always take it in the very morning whenever everything is concentrated and whenever I'm knowing that I'll get the most accurate results. So, will I film it even if it's negative or positive? Yeah, maybe. If I feel like it, I might film later, like with like a little pea stick to say negative or positive. So, yeah, because like, you know, holding up the stick and going, hey, look, it's a negative, you know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do a reveal video unless it's positive. If it's negative, you probably won't hear anything about it. But I thought I'd just touch on the issue that, you know, if you're an adult and you find yourself even questioning even just a teeny tiny bit, peace of mind. That's all I gotta say. So, wish me luck on whatever it is. Like I said, I'm kind of like in the middle of the road. If I had one, I would accept it and be happy about it. If I'm not, I would be like, oh, okay, I'm just running late. Later than expected, right? And if I miss a month, I'm going to a doctor. Like, something's wrong if I'm so regular and I hit every single month relatively in the same week, in the same day almost. Like, I'm very on target. So if by chance it changed, or there is none whatsoever, then I need to see somebody because that's weird. And then I'd be concerned about the weight that I'm feeling in my body, you know? The compression to my bladder, like just feeling very heavy internally. That would be kind of weird because no period has ever made me feel like that. So, you know, if there's any possibility that something's going wrong, I'm probably just going to go see a doctor if it turns out that all 3 tests are negative within the span of the next few weeks. But yeah, wish me luck, and remember when you view, peace, love, unity, and respect. And let's hope that whatever the results may be, that they are favorable. The more favorable result would be, because money issues, would be the negative. But again, if it was positive, I'd still be excited because then Elian would have a playmate. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it is. Wish me luck. And you're probably thinking, we don't know how to wish you luck. We don't know whether to wish you luck in the fact that you are pregnant or not pregnant. Well, me neither. To be honest with you. Because again, I'm not seeking to be. But like, I'm in the middle of the road. I'm kind of like in limbo too. I don't know how to feel about either or, to be honest. Because there are pros to and cons to everything. So I'm really not in a position to have a second one. But if it so happened to exist, okay. You know? So it's kind of like the response that I would be giving you guys would either be, meh, I'm not, or, yay, oh my gosh, I'm expecting, this is so weird, okay. Or that. So yeah, that would be the updates, either yay or, oh, okay. I mean, now, would a yay automatically mean that I've wanted to get pregnant? No, absolutely not. A yay would just be like, oh yay, what a surprise. Yay me. But it wouldn't be like home run, I've been trying for so long. No, I'm not trying. I'm actually trying not to be, but if it happened, I'd have to be like, oh yay, okay, hi kiddo. Because I'm not getting rid of it. So, yep. So that's that. Later, guys.